Hello, welcome to Travel Shots Live. I'm trying to adjust my camera. You caught me. Let me try this again. Yes, you know where I bring you unedited footage of all the crazy crap that I do when I travel. Guess what? Oh, let me turn down my classical music. Don't want that to overpower things. But guess what? I have reached the end of my journey. I have reached the end of an era. This has really been crazy. Like, I was just thinking about this the other day. Like, I'm currently in Dilar, Spain. For those of you who are new, welcome. Dilar is like a half-hour drive south of Granada, Spain, which is a sort of central south Spain, like in the Andalusia area. I've been here for approximately a month, so this is my end of month review that I usually do every month to give you an idea of how much the costs are. But before I get into that, like I said, I can't believe I'm getting ready to head back to the United States to be with my 2 grown kids for the holidays. I haven't seen them in 2 years, okay? I started my around the world trip 2 years ago in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and I'm ending it here in Dilar, Spain. But don't worry, because this is a travel channel, and after I'm going to go back to the States, I'm going to film my hometown, Orlando, Florida. Shout out to Orlando, Florida. Let's go. And then when I hit the road, I will tell you where I'll be going next, which will be, I'll give you a clue. Back in Southeast Asia, okay? Now my hair again be looking a little crazy. I'm trying to anyway. All right, let's get to the video, the end of month review. Okay. I rented this Airbnb 28 days. I rented it from October 16 to November 13, 2024. Now, of course, prices fluctuate. This is with a discount. I paid $1,062 for 28 days. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. Fully furnished, comes with a washer, you know, all utilities included. Great Wi-Fi, by the way. Super Wi-Fi and very comfortable bed. If you want the link to this place, drop me a comment, let me know. I'd be happy to share it. I'm not affiliated with Airbnb whatsoever, but I'd be happy to share the location with you. So that goes to about 38 bucks a night, okay? I mean, you know, sometimes you have to pay that, if not more, for a hotel that you're not getting a kitchen and a refrigerator with. So think about that. Okay, so let's go down the list. How much is food? Everybody wants to know the cost of food out here. Well, I'm not going to lie, Western Europe, and I've been through Eastern Europe, I've been through Central Europe. Western Europe is by far pricey. I think it's very close to, I don't know, I haven't been in America in 2 years, but from what I hear, it's pretty expensive. But it ain't cheap out here, okay? But since I am a budget backpacker and I do things on a shoestring budget, because I like to keep my expenses around $1,500 a month, including accommodations. I ate out at a couple of coffee shops. I didn't do much eating out. I was looking at the prices and I could tell you that if you went into the city of Granada to buy a meal, there's no restaurant here in Dilar, by the way, so that helped me stay away from that. But Granada, you can spend a good, easy $25 on a meal, if not more. And that's almost like an American kind of standard, depending on where you go, right? But I didn't do it. I went to a couple like coffee shops in town, got me a coffee and maybe a little something on the side, like a churro or a cookie. And it came to anywhere from $6 to $15 for one of those meals. Food delivery does not exist in Dilar. So if you're thinking you're getting food delivered in Dilar, Spain, forget it, okay? You can probably get it in Granada, but not here. Now, there is a local bakery down the street. On average, I spent maybe $3, and you get a bunch of like sneaky snacks and bread, and it's really good. I made a video about that if you want to check it out in my Dilar Spain playlist. Besides that, let's see. There is no street food. That's another weird thing about Spain. Like, you can't just like roll up. Somebody's got a vendor on the street. Maybe they're selling, churros. I thought that's what they would do. Or maybe they'd be selling bread, circles, or something on the street. I didn't see any of that in Spain. Nobody does that out here. So you literally have to go into a restaurant or a cafe to get something to eat. So needless to say, I didn't spend any money on street food. Groceries, not too bad. Of course, it depends on what you buy. I'm more of a produce girl because I cook a lot healthy foods. I do fruits and veggies. I do just, a little bit of meat, some cheese. That's it. I don't really buy much. And I usually, I would go to like the local bakery to actually get my loaves of bread because I'd rather buy it there than at the grocery store. But my groceries on average, and I've been here 4 weeks, have cost me $40 a week. Okay, that's better than the States. Let's put it that way. Way better. Now, as far as transportation, obviously, you cannot, and I mean you cannot, sorry, I thought my music went away. I gotta have a little sound. Don't worry, it's royalty free. You can walk around the town of Dilar, and that's free. And this place is so tiny, like just the town itself will take you 15 minutes one way to walk to the end, and then 15 minutes to walk back. So it's no big deal. The big deal is the hiking around, which I love the hiking out here. The nature trails are awesome. But if you want to let's say you have no car, you didn't rent a car, and you want to get from Dilar to Granada, you can buy a pass. It's like a plastic card, like it looks like a credit card. You can buy it from the grocery store right here where I'm at. And you can put $11, which is 10 euros roughly, on the card. That lasted me the entire month because I didn't go into town every single day. But when I did go, like the cost of a bus ride is super cheap. It's literally 50 cents a ride. And you can ride from, like I said, from here to Dilar is roughly a 30-minute ride. And if you want to go way across to the other side, it's not timed, in other words. You can actually ride the bus for an hour on 50 cents, or you can ride the bus for 10 minutes on 50 cents. It's a flat fee of like 50 cents a bus ride. So I highly recommend doing that because I'm going to tell you what, I know my hair be looking crazy. I'll tell you what, the taxis are super, super expensive, okay? The cost of a taxi to get, I'm so obsessed with my hair. I'm so sorry. The cost of a taxi to get here from the airport when I first arrived, and this was at night, was $58, okay? 25-minute ride from the airport to my place in Dilar was a $58 ticket. That's the most I've ever paid for a taxi on all my travels. No, I lied. Actually, I'm getting ready to leave out of here tomorrow, by the way, in the morning, and I'm paying $70. Yeah, $70. I pre-booked it online with Uber, and Uber's really they got the market out here. They're the only ones you can do online to get a ride, and it's costing me $70 to get out of here back to the airport. Holy smokes. But that is on a Saturday. I came in the middle of the week, sort of at night, so yeah. But here's another thing. I took one taxi ride when I was in town. I'm going to tell you a story. I was trying to get to the mall, and Google took me all the way to the other side of the highway by public transportation. Hold on. Messages. And then it was like, walk. And I'm like, I can't cross a major highway. Are you crazy? So the only thing I could do, I didn't know at the time that there was a tram I could take. By the way, there are trams. And again, that plastic card will cover 50 cents a ride trams all day or public bus all day. But anyway, it cost me $6 for a 5-minute ride. I know, it's insane. But I figured to save my life and I won't get ran over, I paid the $6. So altogether, my 3 taxi rides are costing me $134. Okay. But it only cost me $11 to ride the bus and the tram for the whole month. You hear that? I like classical music, you know, I can jam on that. All right, anyway. Can you communicate with the people in English? No. I flat out say no. I've been to many places where it's like, okay, if you're in the city, yes. If you're outskirts, no. No bueno. Like, most people, even in Granada, do not speak English. Like, I've had people walk up to me at bus stops in Spanish asking me questions, and I have to say, no habla español. And then when I go to ask some people questions like in a cafe or restaurant, they sort of understand you, but most of the time they don't. So my recommendation is if you know a little bit of Spanish, that goes a long way, just basic question answer kind of things. If you don't, then your best bet is to get your Google Translator and use it, okay? Because at least here where I'm at, it was not really a thing. People aren't speaking English. All right. Granada is very walkable to an extent. There are sort of like hills and mountains to climb. I would recommend if you're in Granada, unless you got something within a 15-20 minute walking distance, the city is pretty big. It's pretty sprawled out. You have to take public transportation. There's no way around it, okay? But where I'm staying here in Dilar, you don't. You can walk, like I said, 15-minute radius. It's no big deal. Okay. There is a lot to see. There are museums. The main thing I would say with the attractions are cathedrals, okay? Cathedrals are a thing out here. Now, there are several cathedrals that I got into for free. Okay, so you wouldn't have to pay. But there's a lot of other things that they want some cash. Like if you want to get into an old 17th century house, you're going to have to pay to get in, right? But if you just want to walk on the outside of the grounds and just take pictures like I did in one video, that's free. So you don't really have to worry about it, okay? Again, the countryside, though, my gosh, these mountains, I'm in the Sierra Nevada mountains. That's what they call them out here. I know it sounds like United States, Sierra Nevada, because Nevada's a state. There is a Sierra Nevada, but these are called the Sierra Nevada mountains, and they are awesome. They're snow-capped, and then the rest is all mild temperature. Like, it's been ranging, the coldest it's been since I've been here was like 55. And it's gotten up to the warmest of about 72. This is in Fahrenheit. So 55 to 72 is the range. But you can go out on these back trails, and they got these beautiful olive tree groves to walk through. And they got the Dilar River that runs and snakes all through the valley. And you just hear the rushing water. You get out there, and I swear to God, you are the only one. Literally. If you go out on the off trails, you will be the only one. And the only thing you're going to hear is the wind through the trees and the river running through the valley. And you hear some birds and you hear some bees. Man, what a beautiful place. I highly recommend it, especially if you like to just sit out with nature and meditate. Now, the downside, some of these hiking trails actually have benches, but they're not everywhere. You're going to be sitting on the ground or leaning against a stump or a rock, because most of the walking out here, there's nowhere to sit. You just have to find a spot to squat, if you know what I mean, okay? I know, one of my viewers, shout out to you, Alex. You don't like to hear about me popping squats. Hey, a girl got to pee when a girl got to pee. That's all I got to say. I'm not going to go any further on that. Okay. What is there to do? I think I pretty much covered it. You're either going to go on a tour, you're either going to go eat, you're going to go to a coffee shop or a bar. If you're into drinking, now I'm not personally a drinker. I don't do alcohol, but you've heard of tapas. Tapas in Spanish means small plate. So from what I've read online, if you go to a local bar and you buy a drink, you actually get a free small plate of food to eat that goes with it. And that's what a lot of people do. They'll buy a beer or a glass of wine, and then they'll munch out on this little whatever they give you, and then they go to the next bar. They call it a bar crawl, and they just keep moving from bar to bar to bar. But you know how that can go. That could add up, even though you're getting the food for free, but you're having to pay for the drinks. I don't even know how much the drinks are. I can only imagine. Anyway, so what do I think about it? What's my overall critique? I would say I'd definitely give it a 2 thumbs up. Okay, overall. Taxis, no, because they're too expensive, but the transportation for the bus and the tram that's in the center of town is super easy to use. All you got to do is pull up your Google Maps. It'll say, here's your location. You enter where you want to go. Bada boom, bada bang. It shows you the route. It tells you what bus or tram number to take. And then you just get on the bus and they have one of those scanners on the bus where you just take your card that you already prepaid money on, and then you just go boop, just like a credit card when you're paying something, or a debit card. You go boop, and then you get a little paper ticket, and it tells you exactly how much you spent and exactly how much your balance is. So that's really cool. Okay. As far as the food goes, like I said, I only went out to a couple places. I did do something in the mall there. The mall food was not that great. I'm going to be honest with you. I got a couple of baked goods and I was really disappointed. I got like some kind of lemon tart and I forget what else. I think it was how do you say it? Empanada? You know what I mean? It looks like a clamshell. It's all sealed, but it has stuffing inside of it. I got one that was filled with spinach and cheese. But it sucked. It really wasn't good. So I can't really speak for the restaurant food. Maybe that's better, but the mall food was not good. However, their meat that you get out of the grocery store, you can get all kinds of different salamis and meats. Excellent. Their cheese. Now, let me tell you something real quick. I was coming out of Granada heading to the local bus stop, and I just by accident didn't even know this was happening. I was getting hungry, and I saw a bunch of tents set up in this little like city park, right? So I think, oh great, maybe like, it's like food trucks or something. I can go in there and go grab me a bite to eat, then hit the bus stop. I get in there and it's nothing but cheese. I'm gonna tell you what, I think I was born part mouse because I love me some cheese, buddy. I mean, I'm talking the good cheese, the good artisan cheese. This whole festival was a cheese festival I happened to run into. It was expensive. That's one thing I forgot to tell you. I bought 2 good-sized blocks of cheese, like designer cheese, artisan cheese, and it cost me $35. So yeah, but I'm a mouse and I didn't go into any restaurants, so I ate the cheese. That was great. And their baked goods. If you go to a local bakery where they bake the breads fresh, go there. I recommend that. So like I said, that's it. That is Granada. Now, what did I actually spend all together? I didn't pay to go to any attractions this month. I did everything on the cheap. I went free. I just like walked around and observed things, or I went into like churches and cathedrals that were free entrance. So that's what I did. Now, including the taxis, it's going to cost me $1,600, or it did. It's cost me $1,600 a month. That's everything. That's the accommodation, the taxi ride in and out, the food, public transportation. Oh, and my SIM card. I forgot to tell you. I paid at the airport $25 for 100 gigabytes of data and unlimited international calling. And it's through the mobile company called Orange, like the fruit, Orange. They're really good. I had excellent coverage. I'm talking even way out in the middle of nowhere in these olive groves and these mountains. Like, the only time I didn't have coverage was when I was actually in a real deep valley in between two giant mountains. I mean, that's sort of understandable. But the minute I started walking away from it, I had excellent coverage everywhere. So I recommend that. But yeah, I paid $1,600 for the entire month, including the taxis. Now, if you take the taxi rides out, $134, then I'm right under budget, because my budget technically for accommodation and food is $1,500. That's not bad. I did Spain on a shoestring budget for $1,600, and you can too. It's possible. All right, guys. Like I said, I'm heading back home to Florida as of tomorrow. You probably won't see me online. I won't be shooting any videos for a day or two. It's going to be an all-day travel. I ain't gonna lie. I got to fly from Granada to Madrid. I have a 2-hour layover. Then from Madrid to Miami, Florida, which is a 10.5-hour flight. This is going to be the killer. And then I'm spending the night in Miami at the hotel. I may shoot a video out of there, but I don't know. I'm getting in at 8:30 at night. I'm probably going to be wiped out, tired, honestly. I'm probably just going to eat and go to bed. All right. And then I hop back on a plane out of Miami to my hometown of Orlando, where my daughter's going to pick me up. And that is an 1.5-hour flight. So the worst flying is going to be between Madrid and Miami. That's my day. It's going to be a long day. So yeah, I may not be online for a couple days, so wish me luck. I hope I make it safe. I pray for safety. I pray that it's a good flight. Yeah, I really do. But at least I know Trump 2024. Hate to say it, but yeah. Woo! That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay? I'm not a political channel, but that's all I got to say about that. So anyway, write me if you have any questions, or if you want the link to this Airbnb. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Share the video with the world. Let them know how you can do this on a shoestring budget in Granada, Spain. Okay? And hey, don't forget to like and subscribe, or don't like and don't subscribe. Either way, that's up to you. Ain't nobody trying to force you to do anything, including me, okay? All right, guys, I got to roll. I got a suitcase to pack, and I got to eat some dinner, and I need to go to bed early. All right, catch you later. Next time I see you, I'll be in the United States. Peace out.